Welcome to Creative Pages with Catherine Live. I am here with sketch number 3 from the December Creative Memories virtual crop, and I'm going to be using the silver and gold collection. So let's get started with it. Takes just a moment to get things switched over, and I have hopefully adjusted my camera view a little bit more so that way you can see the wider view. Since we're doing all 2-page layouts this month, I am hoping that this will show it better. For this layout, I've pulled out our brocade chain border maker cartridge, and there we go, which just came out recently. And I've also pulled out our embossed hexagon because I just thought it's going to work so well with this border sticker that I picked out that was in the silver and gold collection. And as soon as I saw it, all I could see was the embossed hexagon punch. And I thought, let's do something with that, especially with this layout. So here is our sketch for sketch number 3. And my dimensions are on here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and show you a little peek of what we're going to be working on here. I am going to start actually at the bottom of our page, and we're going to kind of use this as our paper. This is one of our foiled papers that I punched the embossed hexagons from. On the back has the little polka dots, and I'll show you the back side of this one in a minute. And then this is just another hexagon. This was one of our embellishments, but I kind of wanted to leave them in the corners the way I want to have them. So that way I didn't forget on how I want to put this page together. And you can see how we're turning our 1-page layout into a 2-page, just kind of going off of this and then also going off of the bottom part. So I pulled out this paper for across the bottom of our page. It has those little stripes on it, and that is what you're going to see in our embossed hexagon, in our brocade chain that I punched. The back side is the same as what's across the bottom, but the coloring just worked. For this layout, I'm going to go ahead and grab my tape runner and start putting things down here. And this is going to be, I don't know, I just thought it really kind of came together where it made sense to me. It looks a little bit busy, but once you put your pictures on, I think they are just really going to pop and shine on this page. So I have 2 of these for the bottom, and these strips are 2 3/4 of an inch by 12 inches. So it's almost the size of what you would do if you were just adding a prepared border to your pages. And I haven't really done a whole lot of borders with you all yet, but maybe that's something that might be coming at some point. There's never enough hours in a day to do everything I want to do and show you all. So this is our second paper that we're going to use. It has the little gray scallops on the back, which are hard to get to show up on the camera. Ah, there we go. Scallops. And then ridges on the opposite side. And I just liked the idea of using that. I'm going to give about 1/4 of an inch in between. So you get this little black stripe with the gold flecks in between. There we go. Because on our sketch, it shows a lot happening down at the bottom. And I just thought by using our natural progression of the page, it adds that without adding anything to the page. And then I picked this other paper. Hang on, I'm getting ahead of myself here. And that also has kind of those larger golden scallops across the top. So let me go ahead and get this one put on. Oops. My tape runner was getting away from me a little bit there. Let's see if I can get my paper straight here so I can tell what I'm doing. About 1/4 of an inch from each corner and it creates kind of a natural 1/4 of an inch between where your photo is going to go and your strip here. The strip here is 4 1/4 by 12 inches. And our mat up here is 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. So I doubled everything, same exact measurements. So this one is also the 4 1/4 by 12. And my other layout went a little wonky, so I will fix that in just a moment once I get this down. About 1/4 of an inch as well here. There we go. So you can see it just flows nicely across both pages. And then I also have one more mat for the top here. And my idea is, instead of cutting out spaces for your pictures, why not just do one long mat? And then once you get your pictures, you can decide how to cut them across the bottom here. But on this left side, I did pull one of our 4 by 6 mats because I didn't really have a journal box once I got the layout put together. And I thought the mat kind of creates its own journal box. And I liked that it mimicked this one. It does have the gold foiling on the back. I'm not using the foiled side because I liked this so much on the paper coming from the left that I am actually using the design and not the foiled side. So it is what it is. Sometimes it just worked for me. I think there's other suns on other mats, and we might wind up using those later, but on this page, I just thought this worked. And if you really don't necessarily want to journal, or if you want to add a separate journal box maybe on this end and cut a white sheet of paper in a square, depending again on the size of your pictures, you can always put a picture on this mat as well, a picture here, and a journal box here. Or you can do like a smaller 4 by 4, 4 by 4, 4 by 4 on this side. Just go with the flow and do what works for your page when you get to that point. Let's also get these stuck down. So I'm kind of going to lead these. I'm going to use my repositionable tape. I'm just not feeling it. I'm feeling relatively confident, but maybe not quite that confident to get these on exactly the way I want them to go. I kind of wanted one of the points to be aiming towards the corner here, and then have the other 2 points hugging the edge of the paper. So there we go. Whew. So that it's kind of almost creates like an arrow coming down almost. And if I can pick these up, and then we also have these 2 embellishments kind of matched. I thought it works well enough because they're far enough apart on our page. I have pulled out my parchment board, and I've said I will show it to you again. I use electrical tape to hold my parchment onto a sturdy piece of cardstock. And as soon as I'm done taping all this stuff, I will flip it over and let you all see. I am going to run this. These actually, I punched one brocade chain. I want this part to match the edge of our page, and I'm just going to cut off the extra once we're done with that. And so I punched one, and then I cut it down to 5 inches. So this is 5 inches, and this one also is 5 inches as well on the opposite side of the page here. And then I'm going to kind of lead my arrows points. It's not an arrow, but it just feels arrow-esque to me. I don't know. It's almost kind of retro-ish. I don't want to say 80s, but you know, I did live through the 80s, so it's kind of reminds me maybe a little bit of that. I don't know. It is what it is. All right, let me grab my small foam squares. I'm going to put this one popped up just a little bit because not only do we have the embossing, but we're going to add this foam square and give this corner just a little bit of extra definition as well. And so the left side is done. Let me take this off, and I'm going to show you my board with my not so pretty electrical tape, but hey, we're not baking with it, so it works perfectly for what we need. Our parchment stays on and it does the job that we need it to do. So here we go on this right side. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to match up the corners. Whoops. At least I think I am. Uh-oh. Let me get my multi-purpose tool here. I need a little help getting this lifted up here. Okay. Maybe this corner will work with me a little bit nicer. There we go. Because, of course, we want it to be inside the page because we want our page protector to go over our page. And then we'll follow the points down as well from here. Here we go. It would be a disaster if we ripped the paper. Okay, so let me see if I can get that same end on here. And there we go. And I'll cut that off again in just a moment. Put my multi-purpose tool back, get these other two hexagons on the page here for you. And there we go. Now one more foam square. And this page, I mean, it really has some wow factor to it, but it's actually really pretty simple once you get through the basic cuts. Since I did larger strips across the bottom, it really kind of just worked. Let me get our border sticker on, and then I'm going to flip these pages over and cut off those excess pieces. And I kind of wanted my border sticker to go through kind of this dark, what was this, herringbone? Herringbone, yes. The dark part of the herringbone, because I just thought it would look kind of cool that way, and it does. So that kind of breaks through the center of there. And like the colors just repeat nicely, and it just all, I don't know, when I was putting it together, I just thought it all popped. Y'all will have to let me know what you think of it once I get it all finished here. Oops, let me get this other one. Did I? Huh. Nope, I did not. This one actually has, it's interesting because the border stickers are not exact. This one actually has this little halvesy on it, and this other one goes whole. And had I realized before I stuck it down, I would have done some fussy cutting, but that's okay. I don't think anybody's going to notice but me. Well, and now that I've told you all, you probably notice it too, but there we go. I'm going to grab out my microtip scissors. I am going to cut through the excess of our brocade chain. And since it has the repositionable tape on it, that's why I'm using my microtip scissors, because they have their coating on them that you can cut through tape all day and not get it all gooped up, or get your scissors gooped up with tape. There we go. So there is our first page, left side and our right side. And I will hold these closer to the camera for you in just a moment. And I will also pull our sketch back out, and you can let me know how I did. This one, I think I almost felt like I followed a little closer than I have other times. I don't know. Just you wait, see what else I have in store for you with the rest of these sketches. I actually mapped out all my sketches today, and I'm actually pretty excited about several of them. This was one of them I really, really was wanting to share with you all. And here is the sketch again. You can see where it has the picture going across. I actually made my picture a little bit larger, and then I gave myself some options by using the strip through the center part of the layout here. And then I added just our hexagon border across the bottom, just kind of keeping it simple because we have so much drama coming in from each of the sides. So here is the left side of our page. A little bit closer. I'm actually digging this camera angle. I can put it a little bit closer and you all can see almost the entire page without me having to fuss a whole lot with it. And here is the right side of the page. There we go. I hope you all enjoyed watching that one. And thank you so much for joining me tonight. I will have one more tonight. Let me get the switch back over. And I will have one more that I will be sharing with you all tonight. I will be doing sketch number 4, hopefully within the next 20 to 30 minutes. And then you'll just have to wait until tomorrow night, probably for the next one. So thank you so much for the positive feedback. I'm glad you liked it. And I will see you next time. So until next time.